Hi, this is Rob, and this is Life Rewired. Today we have a very special guest joining us who is the host of Friends, Food, and Relationships, and his name is Leonard Gros. Welcome to the show, Leonard.
Nice. Thank you for having me, and sorry about the camera.
Oh, no worries. So, for those that watching us, Leonard's camera is not working, so you'll be seeing a still photo of him on the screen, and that's fine. We'll make this work. But for those of you listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and wherever you get your podcast, this will make no difference to you whatsoever. So, Leonard, we have known each other for probably, gosh, maybe a year or
Yes,
better. Yeah, and we met. And I did do your podcast,
yes,
didn't
you
I?
you did. And then when I,
I did. I did that on the old podcast, which you is it still
yeah,
available?
the episodes are still available. Still, it's the same. It's the episodes are there. They're still there. It's just a name change and the RSS feed change. If you understand that.
Gotcha, gotcha. So you can listen to any of his episodes that he's previously recorded. So, Leonard, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I have a disability called CP, but this is not what I'm talking about today. I have cerebral. Let me go into that a little bit. You know what? Do you know what cerebral palsy is?
Yes,
Okay, so I don't need to explain that. Okay, what happened
right.
to me under 50 years old, I'm going to go with this. Under 50 years old, I got a diagnosis of prostate cancer.
Hmm.
What inspired me to come to you is you did a podcast with a girl, with a woman, with her son, the teenager. That inspired me to come back to you
Yeah.
because I realized, that fits.
Oh, thank
That's exactly why I came back. So what happened was, so I'm listening to this guy, and because it was completely an accident, right? Um,
you. Yes.
I didn't feel anything. I didn't do any no feelings. No, how some people say, oh, I have pain or I have cancer. Nothing. I went for an elevated PSA, right? They thought it was a
Right.
they thought it was something wrong, so they gave me antibiotics, and no, that didn't do it. And I get
Mm-hmm.
a diagnosis of a stage 4 melanoma. But
Oh,
here's
wow. Now, how long ago is this
I
been?
was under 50. But here comes the
Okay.
kicker. You know how sometimes you go, oh, I don't like this. I don't like what this doctor's doing, the surgeon. I'm like, oh, I
Yes.
don't like what this guy's doing. I don't like the way he's doing things. So I'm like, shit, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. And after, before and as this was going on, my dad met a friend of his that was doing Chinese herbs. I did some Yes,
Oh,
so I
yeah.
did something dangerous. I'm gonna admit it. I hid from doctors for 4 years, and I took Chinese herbs. So what I did is a I took all these 7 pills, 14 pills a day in water, and I brought it
Yeah.
down to a stage 3 melanoma. It got
Really?
brought down, and then I was also doing some Chinese chemo on top of this.
Okay. Now, I've not heard of that. What does that
It's just
consist of?
a Chinese doctor, and then I was drinking stuff. I was drinking powders and stuff. A
Gotcha.
chemo. But what happened with the chemo was that they stopped the chemo that they were giving me stopped coming. So then I stayed with the natural stuff, and I went back to the doctor, and my primary was pissed,
I
but
bet.
he was pissed. But I said, you know what, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna deal with it, right? And yeah, I
Right.
just dealt with it. And he said, okay. So I went in there, and I'm like, he went back to I went back to the surgeon again. He says, he says to me, I have never operated on a person with cerebral palsy. I don't know what's going to happen to you. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's scary. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Very
very scary.
scary.
So I said to him, okay. And he said, go see radiation and see what you tell me, what you like, well, if you like it or not. So I went in there okay, here's
Okay.
the story. You know that with cerebral palsy, you have you move a lot, right?
Right.
So he gave me
Right.
a muscle relaxant. He didn't know how Okay, to go back a little bit. I am able to get on an exam table. I use a walker at home, so I
Right.
got on an exam table, and I have another issue where I'm deathly afraid of being on my back. It's a phobia.
Oh,
So what they
okay.
did is the doctor said, yes, I can do it on the stomach, and it is so different. And you know what they did? They asked me permission. They brought a
What?
camera in, and they took a picture of it to show
Wow.
the to show other students, because I have students there, radiation students, right? And
Wow.
they showed them that.
Yeah.
They showed them that. They showed them that picture. That picture of me was taken on that bed. Oh, you
Yeah.
know, this is 21 day, 21 days. The first, and then they changed my radiation. They changed it because it was too strong. I was moving too much, even with the muscle relaxant. So what they did for that is
Wow.
they they decreased the dose, but they increased the frequency.
Yeah.
You understand what they
Okay.
did there? They gave me the
Yeah.
same treatment, but what they're doing is they're giving me the same treatment, but what they're doing is they are saying, okay, I'm going to make it slower. At this point, I'm
Right.
going to go to this point. At this, it was 21 days of going to bed. If you understand me,
Yes.
where I would go and I would come and I'm like, I can't do anything. I can't do shit. I'll say that.
Wow.
I can't do
Yeah.
shit. Uh, at the time, I was doing an emergency net. I said I'm going to try it. You know that I fell asleep during that.
Really?
Yes, my co-neck control had to take over for me.
Now, when you were asleep, does that control the movements?
No, during the radiation, I was not asleep. I was I was
Oh,
awake. I
okay.
was
Okay.
also
Gotcha.
relaxed because it was so it would have been too much anesthesia. It's
Yeah.
if your listeners don't realize it, it's every day, 5 days a week.
Oh,
That's what
wow.
radiation is. I
Yeah.
don't know if you know that. I don't know if your listeners know that, but that's what it is. Mm? That's what it is. So it's difficult. It's So I did this
Now, how long are the treatments each
about
visit?
an hour.
Wow. So you're laying on your stomach for an hour each visit?
Yes, because they have to because they have to put a cage on you and all this stuff. I call it the
Gotcha.
treatment, but the treatment's only for 45 minutes. A lot of that is
Okay.
set up.
Okay.
A
That
lot of
makes
that is put
sense.
you in a cage, do all this, you know what I mean? And then they do this, and I actually, he showed me the radiation, so he, you know, so I'm here and I'm doing this, and actually he showed me on the computer the difference. Radiation guy, yeah, he
Oh,
showed me the
yeah.
difference on the computer. And right now I'm taking, this is another thing why I came on to tell you, advocate for yourself. Advocate because there's,
Yes.
advocate because there's a problem. Okay, I take something called Casodex. What that is, it drops your testosterone down to avoid spikes.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me? So I'm like,
Yes.
does the doctor wanted to give me a shot called Lupron every month, right? I'm a person
Right.
that will listen to us. Anybody's in the room, I'll listen to. I'll listen to what they're saying. Even if there's a student doctor, I'll
Mm-hmm.
listen to them because sometimes the student doctor has a clearer mind than your doctor, right?
Actually, that's
So
right.
I listen to
Yes.
everybody that's in the room. I don't care if it's a student doctor. I don't care what it is. I listen to him. She goes, "Oh, doctor, he's already taking the loop. He's already taking the Casodex. You can go Q 3 months." He's like, "You're right, right?" And
Wow.
I
That's
said to him, "I'm gonna do that. I want to do that." But he said like that, "You're right. That you're right." You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not
yeah.
gonna do this. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard. It's it's not an easy life. You know, it's something
Mm-hmm.
that yeah.
You're right.
And the thing I'm gonna tell you is, kid, families, tell your people, tell your family what your medical history is. I'll tell you.
Oh
I'll tell
yeah.
you. I'll tell you a further story, so you understand why I'm saying that. I'm saying something because what I'm saying is that I have something called polycythemia vera. That
Hmm.
that has no definitive test. You understand what I'm? So that's by rule out.
Yeah.
You understand when I say
Right.
by rule out?
Yeah. They've looked at everything and said there's nothing else that there could be. It
Right.
has to be this.
So okay, here. So I get a diagnosis of I go to do pets and C's and all these scans, and because I think I have
Hmm.
leukemia, it presents as leukemia.
Oh,
It presents
okay.
like leukemia, and then she goes, no, 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 there's nothing. I even had a I got pneumonia when I was a child, so I have a scar in my lung. The doctor saw it as an anomaly. The doctor
Oh,
saw it as an anomaly since she thought I had lung cancer. So, so I did another one
goodness.
of those things. So then I did one. So what I did, so she finally says, "Oh, you have." Then she says, "Oh, you have polycythemia vera." At the end, and you know what it was? My
Hmm.
grandfather had it and didn't tell anybody.
Really?
If I would have been able to tell the doctor I have a history of such and such, right?
Yeah.
What would have happened?
Yeah. That would have changed the whole dynamics.
Sorry, I'm sipping coffee. So my dad, he also got the diagnosis of polycythemia vera, but he got it quicker because we
Okay.
already knew.
So yeah. So it runs in the
Yeah,
family
we
then.
already knew what was going on. You understand? We knew.
Yeah.
We already knew
Yeah.
what was happening. We knew. We already knew. So it was. But I'm just saying, advocate.
Yeah. You have to. It's very
Actually,
necessary.
Rob, I was going to send you the picture anyway. I had forgotten to do so. I was gonna send
Okay.
you the picture of my podcast anyway, but you reminded me when you said, "Oh, I need your picture." I'm like, "Okay, that'll work." Actually,
Yeah. We'll definitely link that and everything else below. And your podcast can be found anywhere
yeah,
podcasts
yeah.
are distributed.
I actually got on. I actually got easily on Apple. I say that because it was hard for you. They did it for me.
Yeah, it was very hard. So let
Go
me
ahead.
ask you this: so you've went through the treatments. What is the prognosis as of
Right
to
now,
date?
I can. I'm gonna give you some numbers. My PSA is 0.1, 0.4 decimal point.
And okay, and what was it
It
back then?
was elevated. It was a 1 point something.
Wow, that's a
Right.
huge
And
difference.
here's the thing, and also I forgot to say, I stopped the Lupron for a while as a test without your consent.
Hmm.
He says if it goes up, you have to go back on that. I go, fine, that's not a problem. So we went on that, right? We went on that course, and you know what happened?
Hmm.
It went up. My radiation team freaked out, you know what I mean? And I'm like, and you know what? He forgot to send a report in. His report because I went to see him first because I kind of knew what it was. I
Yeah.
had to give her the bullet. I had to give the medical. I had to give yes the helper the bullet. I gave her the bullet. She looked at
Mm.
me like, you know what you're talking about. She goes, I go,
You know better than the
no.
doctors
And I said
do.
to her, any questions at the end? She's like, nope. You told me everything. But it,
That's
no. It's like,
awesome.
oh, scary, you know. So I was like,
Yeah.
but she was, but the thing I'm gonna say it, if I would have been any other person that's not disabled, they would have thought about something.
Hmm.
They would have thought about sexual activity. They don't think about that enough.
Right.
You see what I mean? They didn't even ask that. They
No,
didn't
they
even
don't.
ask that question, even though it's not the case. But they didn't even ask. You get where I'm
Right.
going with that?
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Yeah. They make these
Yeah.
assumptions, and it's
No,
not
it's not
okay.
okay.
That's why the advocacy is so
No.
necessary. So let me ask you, Leonard.
No.
You had no warning signs
No.
whatsoever. You felt. You felt fine. What do you say to people now that don't take care of their health? Are you out there and telling
Yeah,
them, hey, get these things checked on a regular
yeah.
basis? How are you advocating for that
Because
now?
that's when I started. Because yeah, that was before COVID.
Oh my
That's why I
gosh.
started my podcast
Yeah.
to talk about all these little things.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'm
hmm
I'm very I'm very happy to come on with people and talk to them about things like this because you see, it's not about disability for me anymore. It
hmm
changed to let me talk about food and friends and because because that's what life is.
Yes,
And let me
absolutely.
and let me,
What age should men start getting their
I'm
PSAs
gonna tell you.
checked?
They say 49. I'm an advocate against that. I want to for lower down. Watch your
hmm
histories. Watch your histories. No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you a funny story. I don't drive. Okay.
Right.
My dad said I have to go get a biopsy for prostate. They said you can't drive, right? My mom was
Right.
taking care of kids. So you know what I did? I was able to help him out. Want me to tell you how I did this?
How did you do that?
In Miami, in Florida, there's something called a Special Transportation Service (STS), and they
Uh huh.
take you wherever you need to go, as long as it's for you.
Oh,
So what I
gotcha.
did is I said I had a doctor's appointment at the urologist, where he was going. I have what they call a personal care attendant, even though it's not always used. It's used when
Yeah.
I want to use it, when I need to use it.
Right.
Go to the doctor, whatever. So I used that, and I said to him, "Let's go. I can do it. I can help you." So I got up in the morning and I went with him to his doctor's appointment. And you know what they said when we got there? That
What's
we
that?
can't give it to you. It's like you can't drive. She says, the girl, right? And I said, "Excuse me." I jumped in, right? I said, "Excuse me, he's not driving. I'm here because he's using my STS." I told her that, and she's like, "Oh, okay, okay, okay."
There's a way around the
No,
system.
but I had to. No, but what I'm saying is, I had to use the role. I had to reverse roles there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have to do what you have to do to get the
Yeah,
situation
you have to.
resolved.
It's like, and he's like, "Can I do it?" Yeah, you can do it. And they're like, but the funny part was is that they immediately said no
Oh
without
yeah.
even
Yeah. They're very.
questioning me, without asking.
And they don't even listen to you. They're like, nope, you can't do it because you
Yeah,
can't
they
drive.
don't know what I got going on. Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it for you.
Right.
And I,
That's an amazing story. I, and such a special son for his to do that
yeah,
for
no,
his dad.
because he told me that he says I can't drive, and my mom was doing some work for the kids. I'm like, or teachers. I'm like, oh, there's nothing to do but I have to jump. There's nothing but me to do but go.
Leonard says, "I've got a solution for you."
What?
Leonard says, "I have a solution for you."
Yeah, because it had to be done. It had to be done.
Yeah,
I'm a person that I'm a person
yeah,
that looks at a solution and takes care of it because
yeah.
I'm not.
Keep it up, my friend.
I'm
That's
like that. I'm
amazing.
not. I'm like that. It's something that I do because I have something that I do because it's my family. What can I do?
Right. You have to take care of your family.
Even if it's something as little as driving somebody somewhere using the system, I'm going to do
hmm
that.
Right. Hey, people do
No,
worse.
no, I
A
tell
lot
you, I'm
worse.
not. And let me tell you, I had to get up. I had to get up at 6 in the morning because they were picking up at 7. But what did I do?
What can you do?
I jumped out of bed, and the funny part was he told me that the appointment was at 8. We get there, the office is closed. The
Oh
appointment wasn't
wow.
until 9.
Oh no. So you had to wait a whole hour before
Right.
they
So I
let you
had to
in.
even
Oh
delay the ride back home. You know how difficult that is to do.
Oh yes, I know very
Yeah,
well.
I'm like, oh, belay the ride type thing. Yeah, no, it's one of
Right.
those where I'm like, I have to do it. It's one of
Hmm.
those where I'm like, so it's frustrating. It's the system is frustrating. That they, like I said, they don't even think about sexual activity for us. They don't care. They don't think about it. I'm
They
like,
don't, and it doesn't affect them, so they don't
no,
care.
no.
Yeah, I'm gonna nickname you Mister Solutions.
And that no, that's exactly what I am. That's exactly what I am. I don't know if you know this. I'm also, so you understand me a little bit more. I'm also a volunteer examiner for amateur radio.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
You know how I do that now?
You don't hear a lot of people doing that
I do that
nowadays.
annoying. I do that through Zoom.
That's awesome,
I sit
Leonard.
at this angle that you're seeing.
You're a man of
I
many
sit at this.
talents,
I
my
sit at
friend.
this angle that you're seeing right now, and I'm
Yeah,
sitting. You're not seeing me right now, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but
right. The next thing we need to get you is a camera.
no, I have a camera. It's just that it's not set up right. I didn't know that I had to. I have a camera. I use the camera inside in the computer, but then doesn't turn on for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with it. It didn't turn on.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, technology. What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, and I didn't have time to. I didn't have time to. I didn't have time to jump into that. You know what I mean?
But hey, we made it work, and that's what's the important thing is we got
No,
this
yeah.
done. So, guys, the podcast is called Friends, Food, and Relationships. Look for it anywhere you find your podcast. Drop Leonard a line if you have any questions, and leave a comment on this video. Give us some encouragement to Leonard and thank him for the great PSAs that he's doing for PSA.
And also to say,
So
include. Let
it's
me
been.
say this. Also, I'm on YouTube
Yeah.
also.
Oh yeah, that's right. Is it the same
Yeah,
name on
you said
YouTube?
it's same name. Everything is the same. It's just an audio podcast on there.
Okay,
I just did that.
gotcha. Well, we're gonna link all of that
Yeah.
below. So in the comments, at the very bottom of the comments, you'll find links to Leonard's podcast uh, on YouTube, and then also anywhere you find your podcast. So Leonard, thank you so much for being my guest today. It's been an honor to have you here, and continue to do all the good work that you're doing. And I wish you well, my friend.
Thank you.
And guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to help us reach others. And most importantly, share this video because think of the lives that we can touch. If you just share this video, you never know when someone gets this that needs to hear what we've talked
Just
about
so you
today.
know, Rob, I have
It's been a
never.
pleasure talking with you,
Just so
Leonard.
you, know, I've never heard.
Hmm?
Just so you know, I've never heard your audio podcast. I've always seen your video podcast.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll have to get you a link to the audio
Yeah, and
podcast.
that's what I've done.
Or actually, I did post it on Facebook, so you can actually see it there. I just posted it yesterday,
I
or
just didn't.
well, of course, with me, my brain injury, everything's
Yeah,
yesterday.
no, yeah. So I'll let you go.
Yeah. So
I'll let
thanks
you
for
go, and then
tuning in, and
I'll send you
we
the photo as soon as I get off the screen. I
okay.
copy the
Hang
photo. Yeah.
hang on the line, Leonard, so we can talk real quick. But you guys, thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and visit Leonard's podcast as well. We'll see you guys next week.